I forgave my best friend after I slept with her father, and am the only one who knows the whole truth. I found out on a Tuesday afternoon because my phone wouldn't stop buzzing and my gut wouldn't stop twisting. A mutual friend kept calling, then texting, then sending voice notes I didn't open. I already knew something was wrong because the silence from my boyfriend, Evan, was louder than anything. When I finally checked my messages, there it was. A single sentence that split my life in half. You need to talk to Mira. It happened. Mira was my best friend of 8 years. We met in college in Brighton, bonded over late-night walks and cheap wine, cried on each other's floors over men who weren't worth it. She was the person who held my hand when my mother had surgery. I was the person who helped her move apartments 3 times in 2 years. We shared clothes, secrets, passwords. I trusted her more than I trusted myself. Evan and I had been together for almost 2 years. Not perfect, but solid. Or so I thought. He was charming in that quiet, dependable way. He made Mira laugh, which I liked, because it felt like my worlds blending smoothly. I never worried when the 3 of us hung out. I never worried when she texted him memes. I never worried when she asked him to help her fix things around her apartment. Until that Tuesday. I confronted her the same evening. I didn't scream. I didn't cry. I sat on the edge of her couch while she stood in front of me like a child about to be punished. Her voice shook when she admitted it. Mira said. It was one mistake. I don't even know why it happened. I remember nodding like I understood, even though my chest felt hollowed out. Evan later said almost the same thing, different words, same emptiness. I broke up with him that night. I didn't yell at him either. I just told him to leave and not contact me again. He tried. I blocked him everywhere. What shocked me wasn't the breakup. It was what came after. Mira cried for days. She showed up at my place unannounced, mascara streaked, hands shaking, saying she'd do anything to fix it. She begged me not to tell anyone. She begged me not to hate her. And the worst part was that I still loved her. I hated myself for it, but I did. I told her I needed space. That was the truth. What I didn't tell her was that something dark had settled inside me, quiet and patient. I wasn't planning revenge. Not consciously. But I stopped being the person I used to be. A few weeks later, Mira invited me to her parents' house outside Oxford. She said her mom was worried about me, that it might help to get out of the city. I almost didn't go. But I was tired of my own apartment, tired of replaying memories, tired of being the only one awake at night. Her parents had always liked me. Her mother, Elaine, hugged me too tightly, kept telling me I looked thin. Her father, Richard, offered me tea and asked about my work. He was in his early 50s, calm, well-spoken, the kind of man who made you feel seen when he listened. I'd known him for years, but that weekend something shifted. Maybe because I was broken. Maybe because he noticed. It started with conversations after dinner, when Mira went to bed early and Elaine watched TV upstairs. Richard and I would sit at the kitchen table with mugs between us, talking about nothing important. He asked how I was really doing. I told him more than I should have. He didn't interrupt. He didn't judge. He just listened. One night, it went too far. Or maybe it went exactly where it was always heading. I won't describe it. I don't need to. What matters is that we crossed a line that couldn't be uncrossed. It happened once, then again the next night. Quietly. Carefully. Like 2 people pretending they weren't detonating a bomb. I told myself it was a mistake. I told myself it didn't mean anything. I told myself I'd stop. But a part of me felt powerful for the first time since everything fell apart. A part of me felt even. Balanced. Calm. When I went back to the city, I cut contact with Richard completely. I tried to return to normal. But secrets rot. They don't stay buried. A month later, everything exploded. Elaine found the messages Richard forgot to delete. Mira came home early one afternoon. I wasn't there, but my name came up anyway. When Mira called me, her voice was unrecognizable. Mira said, "How could you do this to my family?" I didn't deny it. I didn't apologize either. I told her the truth, at least the version I could live with. I told her I forgave her for Evan. I told her I thought we were even. There was a long silence on the line. Then she hung up. Their family didn't survive it. Richard moved out. Elaine filed for divorce. Mira stopped speaking to both of them for months. People took sides. Rumors spread, though no one knew the full story. My name was dragged through whispers, but quietly, because I was still the friend, not the husband. And hey, race the part people don't expect. I don't feel proud. I don't feel guilty either. I feel resolved. Mira and I eventually talked again. She never asked for details. I never offered them. We agreed to forgive each other, because holding on to hate was destroying us both. But something fundamental between us is gone. We're polite now. Careful. Distant. Sometimes late at night, I wonder if I became the villain in my own story. Sometimes I think I just did what I had to do to survive the betrayal that cracked me open. I don't justify it. I don't romanticize it. I just live with it. I forgave my best friend. I destroyed her family. And am the only one who knows how calm I felt when it was all finally out in the open.